Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 10, Complete Spoilers. Warning, this will contain events that are going to happen this week, most of which are confirmed through various sites. Some of it is a little bit speculative. We'll talk about the difference between the two. In this video, we're going to talk about Rick's fight, Richard's plight, and also a reunion between Daryl and Carol. Once again, you have been warned. If you're not into spoiler sites, turn away right now. So the first course of events is Rick's fight. We will finally be introduced to the group that we've been referring to as the Garbage Pail Kids. We know that's not their name. Hopefully they'll unveil some sort of name that we'll call them going forward. Jadis is the leader. Brian and Tamio are two of the lieutenants. This exchange happens right before they form any type of alliance. Rick is going to be thrown into the pit. Here's the caveat. No help from his group, no weapons, and he is going to have to fight the spiked walker. So he's going to have to be very, very creative, resourceful. Maybe he can break off the spike and stab it in the head. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know how you think Rick is going to win this fight. That part I don't know. I'm a little bit curious to see how that all pans out. And of course, as I said before, no help from Rosita, Michonne, and Aaron looks like he's chomping at the bit to get involved, and they got the weapons right behind him. So after Rick wins, there it is, spoiler, Rick does win. They do get a little bit of airtime, and they start to discuss the alliance, and this is where they say your lives belong to us, and Rick says no, our lives belong to the Saviors because they're out doing the scavenging for all of them. A deal will be made, and here's the catchy part to this is they want weapons, and Rick has no weapons. We know they only have one or two weapons. They got a couple knives laying around. They do have a sword, but the Oceanside does have weapons. That's going to be a spoiler we're going to talk about a little bit later. This is what's going to cause Tara to actually break down and take them to the Oceanside to try to get the weapons to better the alliance with the Garbage Pail Kids. How about Richard's plan? Richard has been in a rough situation, and this is finally going to be the breaking point for Richard. We've seen this before, so he's going to meet up with these guys coming to get their produce. It's produce week, and the heavy metal guy says to Richard, you're a bad boy. You don't deserve to have a weapon. He's going to try to take his weapon. They draw once again. Now, I had hoped Richard was going to kill this guy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think ultimately he's going to take Richard's weapon, and Richard's going to be punked once again. This is just going to eat at him. He wants to go back and formulate a plan. Morgan is not for killing, so Morgan is not going to be on board with any type of plan. However, Daryl is on board with Richard's plan. Now, here's Richard's plan. It's a little complicated. Richard wants to lead the Saviors to a person that Ezekiel cares about and bait them into killing them. That way, Ezekiel will be forced to fight. Daryl's okay with that as long as he doesn't know the person. Here's the problem. Daryl follows Richard to where it's going to happen and finds out it's Carol, leads to a really, really awkward situation. Daryl doesn't blow up right away. Richard goes back to the kingdom. Carol and Daryl catch up. They have an emotional moment. Carol actually cooks for him. They share a hug. It's not known whether or not that Daryl will tell Carol what happens to Glenn and Abraham. That's a little bit of a mystery. But shortly after they have their bonding session, Daryl gets incensed. He is ready to go back to the kingdom. And once he makes his way back to the kingdom, you know it is on. So initially, pulls out the crossbow, aims it at Richard, is going to kill him. Killing him is not really going to happen in the kingdom. Crossbow goes to the side, and he decides to beat Richard down. Beats him to a bloody pulp. We have seen this in the trailer. This is multiple times. Some people thought this was Dirty Davy. Some people thought it was Simon. This is Richard. Now, I'm not sure if this is the image from the fight afterwards, but we do know there's a bloody handprint. This could be Daryl after he gets Richard's blood all over him. Speculation, not 100% confirmed. Leave your thoughts and comments below. And the last topic of discussion for this week's episode number 10 is Daryl's new friend. Evidently, Daryl and Shiva will hit it off. Daryl's a tracker. He's a woodsman. So it stands to reason that he's going to get along. Now, his relationship with Shiva is going to be important because remember, he's trying to convince Ezekiel. There's several catalysts that are going to happen before Ezekiel decides to go to all-out war. They'll be mentioned in future episodes. One, Shiva understands and respects Daryl. That goes a long way with Ezekiel. The fact that Richard was trying to turn on Carol, that's going to be an incentive as well. And also, Richard is alive, so Richard will have some future diabolical dealings as well, which may get someone else very, very close to Ezekiel killed, and then Ezekiel has no choice but to join up with Rick. Thanks everyone for watching. This is the complete spoiler for episode number 10. My name is Killshot. Give this video a thumbs up and look for more videos, more live streams coming up in the very near future. Peace.